This is episode number 335 of the Homeowners Show. Well, whether you're a DIY or looking to hire, we're here to help you find the best information and options for you and your home. My name is Kevin Hackett, and here with me is Craig Williams.
Hello, and welcome to the Homeowners Show. We are so glad that you could join us for another episode here in the studio. How you doing, Kev?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. It's been we had fall break around here. So fall break. Yeah, well, it's very odd because all of the schools do different things. Mm-hmm. So
fall break wasn't a thing when we were kids, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure. I know we had like Thanksgiving break.
Yeah,
and Christmas break.
Yeah, we may have
spring break.
Right. Those were it.
Just soft kids, man.
Yeah, we may have had like one day somewhere. I don't know, but like now my kids got Friday and Monday and tomorrow, Tuesday, and then like one of the school districts around here, they didn't get Friday off, but they get this whole week. They get a whole week. So
John was telling us this week. He's like, I'm off all week, and I'm like,
yeah.
Slacker.
I don't know how that works, but anyway, we went camping, and it was a ton of fun. You were there, and
I didn't have any fun.
Well, you didn't bring a tent.
Nope.
So
no, I brought a tent.
Well,
it was. It had squatters.
It did have squatters. Yeah. And the squatters have rights, apparently.
Yeah, a lot more than I do, apparently.
Yeah.
Even though I bought the tent and drove it up there.
Yeah. Right.
Slept in my truck. Like a good dad.
I had, what I have, which is, air conditioning.
Glamping.
Yeah, glamping for sure. 100%. So anyway, that's what's going on with me.
Yeah.
How's life with you?
Good, man. Like we've had some cool stuff happen with the show.
Yeah, for sure.
We at some point in time, and not currently, but like I think this was a couple weeks ago, we were actually beating the boys over at Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
In our category.
Right.
Like, what the heck, man?
I know.
Old Uncle Si had to take one on the chin from the Homeowner Show.
Yeah, I was shocked.
So it didn't last that long, but like I took a picture of it and sent it to my wife, and I was like, look.
Right.
I think we've arrived.
We were like at number 3 at that point, weren't we?
Number two.
Number 2?
Number 2.
So, yeah. And I don't know exactly where we're sitting right now, but that's in the primary category. There's some subcategories that are out there.
Yeah. And so like right now, because I checked it before we went on, right now we're number 10 in leisure.
Okay.
And we're number 2 in home and garden.
Okay.
So because there's these guys... And I've listened to a couple of their episodes. It's pretty cool stuff. They're doing DIY instructional podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So and it's not like super entertaining, but it's really informative and it actually tells you how to do some stuff.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that. But they're doing a good job. I mean, like it's a good show. They haven't been around that long.
Okay.
But they're putting out some good content.
Cool.
So good on and I say good for them because like. There's not really other people out there like us.
No.
Most of the other people that we're competing with are like...
DIY.
No. Like most of them are like how to do a garden.
Sure.
How to grow a plant or how to like organize your house, how to declutter.
Right.
Or like farmhouse, like how to grow sourdough or stuff like that.
Right.
That's in that category with us. And it does really, really well. But there's not really many other shows out there like us.
No.
And so it's been cool to kind of be at the top.
Yeah.
And there's these guys, the podcast is called The Minimalists, and we kind of bounce back and forth as to who's leading.
Right.
And they're actually some HGTV guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So take that, network.
Who needs a network?
Yeah, we don't need no network.
No.
So, I mean,
we would like it.
We'd have the conversation.
Right. If someone wants to like have a conversation, then let us know.
We're always happy to talk.
That's right.
We don't need you.
No.
Yeah, we're fine.
But we'll take you. If it comes up. If you're sitting around thinking, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Give me a call. Hey, I will say this before we get any further. We need to talk about our good old friends.
Oh, yeah.
Over at Texas, True Texas Solar and Roofing. I can't even talk right now.
No. True Texas Solar and Roofing.
They are and roofing, yes, because they do roofs. In fact, right now they're actually expanding in really, really cool ways because they're pushing Tesla a lot. And they're not pushing it because they just want more Tesla stuff. They're pushing it because Tesla products are superior.
They're just better.
They're just better. They're built better. They've got better warranties. They're just
and plus it works out if you have a Tesla car.
It absolutely
it integrates
does.
perfectly.
It really does. So now it's, you've got your Tesla roof. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm not talking about like just solar panels up there.
Right.
I'm talking about like actual solar roof. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is solar. So they've got that option. They've got the power walls, which is, like what you're talking about with Tesla and
the whole home battery.
The whole home battery. And then, they've obviously got their solar panels as well. And there's just a lot of really cool stuff that they can do for you. But that's not all. I mean, they do regular shingle roofs and tile roofs or whatever that you need. They can do all of that. But they just got through doing a really, really cool project. It was a commercial project, which doesn't hit most of the people we're talking to. But they were solar flowers. Have you seen
I saw that. The robotic ones that open up like a pedal.
Yeah, and they're actually just super cool because so they'll close off if they don't need, if they don't have any sun.
Right.
When the sun comes out, they open up and they'll actually like move to the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really,
Which
really
makes
cool.
sense.
It does make sense, but they're
and you can't move a roof.
No, you can't. But they put them in like a park, and so they're kind of ornamental, and anyway, they're doing some really, really cool stuff. If you need help with solar, if you need help with your roof, we've talked a lot about insurance and roofs and all that kind of stuff. They can help with any of that kind of stuff. Give them a call. They're fantastic people. 936-286-8325.
Yep. I'll tell you, I've been having more and more conversations with insurance folks here lately.
Oh yeah.
I've just been kind of like doing the old elbow, like, hey, is all the rumors that I'm hearing about roofs true? And they're like, yep.
They are.
And it's like, what do you need to do there?
I'm just moving a
little bit.
Yep.
Do your thing.
There you are.
All right.
Gotcha.
Cool. And what they're saying is they have to put it in the policy that you sign. So like when you renew, it's in there. They don't have to say it out loud. They just have to inform you. And so you could be like, this is important for everybody to know. You can be signing a renewal, paying the exact same amount that you were paying before and have zero coverage on your roof.
Yeah.
And you just won't know because you just signed the paperwork.
And you really, it's
not dishonest.
True.
It's legal.
Sure. This is true of anything. Like when you renew with anything, and it can be, pest control services, right? Like you just need to ask the question, are there any changes to what I'm being offered or what services I'm getting out of this service? Because there are changes all the time. And especially if they're year over year changes, 365 days is a long time. A lot happens during that amount of time. And sometimes, like, who knows, like maybe a product that you were offered before just isn't even available, right? It's off the market. And so we've had to supplement with this other thing.
Right.
Or we couldn't do it. Like I deal with my medical insurance not too long ago where we had free Colodoc services.
Oh, Colodoc.
Colodoc,
okay.
yeah. So like you can call in and they'll diagnose you over the phone, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Well, the company that was offering that service went bankrupt. And so guess what? That was our insurance. This is just classic insurance, right? Our insurance company deemed that to be a perk.
Yeah.
And since it was a perk, it was just not supplemented anymore.
Right.
And so you no longer got that Colodoc service. So it, and that was $0 copay for us. Like it was awesome. And anyway, that kind of stuff, just ask the question.
Right.
And find out what's happening.
Yeah. So, now to be fair, this information isn't necessarily pertinent to like people in Ohio or Pennsylvania,
but it might be.
It could be.
Sure.
But like those states aren't having the issues that Gulf Coast states are having.
Right.
Or Atlantic Coast states for that matter, or Pacific Coast. What we got?
We got a nice little roach right here.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh. He ain't gonna live too long. You flicked him just right. Sorry. Go ahead. I derailed.
That's fine. I was doing my job.
Do your job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it wouldn't surprise me if people in North Carolina suddenly didn't have flood insurance anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, when's the last time it flooded in North Carolina?
Well,
hundreds of years? Who knows?
Right.
But like, they had such a bad one that the insurance companies are looking at like, that sucked last time.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
We don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Which was actually an ad that I saw recently, which I thought was a smart ad by Hartford. And this isn't like an ad. They didn't ask me to do this or anything, but they were talking about how during the famous New York fires that burned so much of the city, like, well over 100 years ago, that a lot of the Hartford executives actually divested in order to pay the claims. And they said that's because all the other insurance companies pulled out and said that we couldn't do it. But these guys put their actual money on the line and fulfilled those claims. And they've just been there ever since.
Wow.
And people have trusted them ever since.
Sure.
I mean, like my wife's grandfather worked for that company. My uncle still works for that company.
Okay.
And like not a lot of people even know about that company, at least around here.
Right.
But yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
When people lose trust in their insurance, which is like their safety net.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
I mean, you and the problem with insurance is you have to have it. Mm-hmm. Like there's very few instances where you can get away with just not having insurance.
Right.
It's not, I'm not saying you have to have it because like, oh, you really should have it. No, I, as a mortgage owner, have to have it.
Have to have it.
And so it's not and it's got to be a certain level. Like it's got to meet the standards that my mortgage company says it has to meet. Otherwise, they will drop me. Mm-hmm. And so, that's the thing that I think is so challenging with insurance because insurance companies are aware of that. Mm-hmm. So it's a problem.
Because the banks aren't going to lend you money that's not protected.
Sure.
I mean, it's an investment on their part.
Right.
Even though they're making gobs of money off you making your payments, they still own that piece of real estate until you pay it off.
Right.
And so here's sort of the downstream effects that we're seeing. Is I read an article not too long ago about what's happening in California. And we talked about this months and months and months and months ago after the fires. And all of a sudden people realizing, oh, I don't have fire insurance because the last fire, the insurance company pulled fire coverage and told everybody that they were pulling fire coverage and told the California state government that we're pulling fire coverage because you guys aren't managing the wildlife properly.
Right.
And made it abundantly clear, and then people still cried, foul,
right,
when they weren't covered. And if the insurance companies like weren't forthright with that information, shame on them.
Sure,
but everything I could see, they were singing it from the rooftops.
Yeah, you need to maybe elect different people.
Maybe.
Just an idea.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, we will.
But Katie.
Katie Potato.
So what's happening right now is people in California, even though they are there, can't buy houses because what the California state government's answer was to create the affordable plan. And I know that's not the actual name for it. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they created this plan to keep insurance companies and insurance in the state of California because so many companies were pulling out of the state.
And they just wouldn't cover people.
Just wouldn't cover people.
Yeah.
And so the state government said, okay, now we have to create a state-funded, a state-run program, and people aren't qualifying.
Right.
And or they can't afford the insurance plus the mortgage because, as we all know, real estate in California is super cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And so they have to be insured for the amount that they're paying for the property, which means they're going to be paying exorbitant rates and premiums on the insurance.
Right.
And so people get to this signing the dotted line, and it's like the insurance is almost as much as the mortgage.
Yeah.
And they can't afford it.
Right.
And so people can't buy houses. And what it is, it's pricing people out of the market, and the only people who can do it have cash.
Right. Yeah. It's why so many people are moving.
And here's the other thing, is it's opening the opportunity for outside ventures to move in and start buying real estate. You've probably been hearing stories about like Chinese conglomerates buying real estate, BlackRock snapping up a bunch of real estate. And like, we can all complain about it, but like, this is the reality of the situation that we're in, is they are creating situations in places like California where the property is so expensive and the insurance is expensive, is the only people that can have cash. The only people that have cash are these conglomerates, right? And these investment firms that have cash on hand.
Sure.
And why wouldn't you? Because real estate's a fantastic
investment. It is.
And no fault to those organizations for trying to get as much real estate as they can.
Sure.
And so you're starting to see some states pass laws that say that no foreign investors can own real estate in their state.
Right.
Because they can see the writing on the wall.
Well, they've got to do something. But again, this comes down to a leadership issue. Mm-hmm. And the leadership is, you voted for them. Now, not everybody did, but a lot of people voted for the people that are there.
Yeah.
And the people that didn't, they've tried to book out of there as quickly as possible. Yeah. And it's just a problem.
Yeah.
It just is.
Well, and Gavin Newsom, earlier, it was this week or last week, I don't remember which one, was, he's got his podcast that he's doing now, and he's inviting people and this and that on there, and he's doing okay. But was it an interview that he was doing? Anyway, he called Joe Rogan a chicken for not having him on. And Joe's not going to respond to that.
Well, and two, not only that, he's not a chicken. He's not of all the people in the world, Joe Rogan is not a chicken.
Not a chicken.
No.
And why would you
poke a bear?
One, he's poking a bear that doesn't have to have him on in order to excoriate him, which he's been doing for 4 years anyway.
Right.
Why have him on?
No, doesn't matter.
And he probably honestly, Rogan probably doesn't even know that he said that crap. But
he doesn't care either.
He doesn't care.
No.
And so why I don't even it's such a childish game.
Right.
He's just a chicken and won't have me on so I can explain myself. And he's like, no, I think he understands pretty well and just doesn't want you on.
Right. Yeah. Stop being you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
so we had we did go camping, but we watched a lot of football.
Dude.
We watched a lot of good football.
Saturday turned out to be a much more interesting day of football than I think most people anticipated. Now, there were a couple of good games on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had Oregon and Indiana.
Probably the best game on all weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you had two top 10 teams. That doesn't always happen, so that's pretty exciting.
And that one of those teams was Indiana.
Indiana. I'll say it again. Indiana, if you didn't hear me,
no.
They are in, top 10. And not only that, won.
Yeah, they won. They beat the Ducks.
They won the game, So, I mean.
I'm actually shocked. They're at number 3 right now. I'm shocked they're not at number 2.
Oh, me too.
I mean, because I think everybody sort of just has this understanding that Ohio's not going to move from that spot unless somebody beats them.
No, and frankly, with their ongoing schedule from here, who's going to beat them?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the conversation that we can have about Tech too. Mm-hmm. Who does Tech play?
The only thing they've got left is BYU.
Well, yeah, but even then,
I'm not saying I think BYU's better. I mean, I think the biggest challenge they have down the stretch is BYU.
Yeah, because BYU barely beat Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they beat them by just a touchdown, less than a touchdown.
Does Tech play Arizona before they play BYU?
Well, we play Arizona State before them.
Oh, so you're not playing Arizona?
I don't think we play Arizona.
Okay.
And so that doesn't really matter. But here's what's crazy. So Arizona State they were ranked at one point.
Yeah.
And they were
ranked last week, weren't they?
They were.
Okay.
But the problem is Utah came in and put 42 points up on them and only allowed 10.
Yeah.
So it's 10-42 against Arizona State, and Tech trounced
Utah. Yeah, which makes that win look better.
It makes the win look that much better. Yeah. And so, this is the crazy things that are happening. But the other game there were a couple of games that were pretty interesting last week. What was the other one that we were watching early on?
Well, we watched Alabama, Missouri.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have been.
But then the Red River.
But then the big one was the Red River Showdown, right? Like that game, we said it, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Like we said last week that it does not matter what the records are. It does not matter who Arch Manning is. Yeah. It does not matter whether or not Oklahoma's quarterback plays or doesn't play. He's questionable going in. We get all that. He obviously plays. They go in and they go to the Cotton Bowl.
That was the right call,
though. Right, yeah, because they go into the Cotton Bowl, this iconic stadium that the days that they were playing in the Cowboy Stadium, it's just like go away, go back to the tried and true,
right?
And so they go into the Cotton Bowl, and Texas has just gotten kicked out of the top 25 because they can't win. And they're getting beat by teams they shouldn't get beat by.
Right.
And Oklahoma's been doing pretty well. They came off a bye week.
They were undefeated.
They were undefeated. Came off a bye week though, and we've said before, bye weeks are bye weeks.
They're a trap, man. I hate bye weeks.
They're either most of the time you come back lazy. Mm-hmm. But I mean, sometimes you come back stronger, but a lot of times you come back lazy. They came back lazy, and Texas beat them. And they didn't just beat them. They beat them good.
They beat them pretty good.
They beat them pretty good.
But I'll say this. I don't think either one of them looked all that great.
No. It was a weird... But again, this goes back to it's a rivalry. And not just a rivalry. This is one of the biggest rivalries of rivalries. Mm-hmm. I mean, to the point where this is so stupid, but I was frustrated that they moved the time of that game because that game has always been at 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. It's that's like changing, I don't know, Charlie Brown on Christmas. Right. I mean, what are you doing? It's always at 11 o'clock when they play that game. They moved it to 2:30. That's dumb. I get that, but it's just little things like that. It is such a big game.
Yeah, but in 2 or 3 years, you won't even notice.
Notice what? The change?
The change.
Oh, no. I get that. My point is all bets are off.
Yeah. I mean, just for instance, I remember as a kid, the A&M Longhorn game was always on Thanksgiving. It was either it was like a day before or after Thanksgiving. It was always Thanksgiving.
Sure.
For a long time. Going back to Southwest Conference days.
Yeah.
And then Big 12, it was things. And then I forget what changed it because it changed before they left for the SEC.
Right.
But there was something, and a lot of people were pissed off.
Sure.
Because it was that was their Thanksgiving
tradition.
A big deal.
Yeah. It's a big deal. And I get that change. But I mean, whenever you only, put it in perspective for people that don't know. Mm-hmm. Texas, not in the top 25. Oklahoma was number 6,
Number
right?
6, yeah.
Number 6. They come in and put 23 points up on Oklahoma and only allow 6. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And it was a shocker of a game, I think, to most people. So. Yeah. But I'm here for it. I mean,
the outcome was great.
Yeah,
it's the only time I'll root for Texas is when they're playing OU.
Sure, of course.
And I would the people and honestly, at some point I was really tempted to start rooting for OU because there was a guy with us that was rooting for Texas. And that just bothers me.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to I kind of wanted him to be a little sad.
Well, he wasn't
because he was a Texas fan.
But the other games that were, we mentioned Alabama.
We got the whole rest of the season for him to be sad.
That's true.
But he could have that day.
Yeah, that's a good point. You mentioned Alabama and Missouri. Alabama barely squeaked by in that game.
Yeah.
And Missouri's ranked. They were 16, but they barely squeaked by. I mean, it's very odd kind of what happened. Goodness gracious, Arkansas almost beat Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
They didn't, but they almost did.
Well, and Ole Miss almost lost to an unranked Washington.
Right.
Which is why they dropped.
Of course. But
they didn't drop that much, but they dropped.
That's right. But yeah, of course, you've got your Aggies, they took care of business.
Dude, they pile drive Florida.
Yeah, they did.
It was looking kind of weird right at first.
Well, yeah, because Florida came down and scored really handily, but then 2 plays later, A&M scores, and really at halftime it was what 21-14 or something. Like it was
21-14.
It was fairly close. And then after that, they just couldn't hang. Florida is still an enigma to me. I think there's a couple of things here. First of all, I think that their head coach is.
I think he's done.
He's wacky.
I watched some response videos to the loss from the Gators' perspective, like some of the Gator press people that have shows where they do interviews and things like this. And oh my gosh, they hate Billy Napier.
Oh,
they can't stand him.
Right.
I mean, like I was watching these guys
for good reason
and I watched some video where I was like, yeah, that's pretty bad. When they're playing A&M, but these guys were literally passing the hat at the brewery that they were at, where they were doing this live show, saying like, "Hey, it's the payoff fund to get Napier out of here. Get him out now. We don't even care if we have to rebuild for 2 years. Just make him go away."
Yeah.
And the prime example that I saw from that game, which I didn't even pay attention to while I was watching it, but it makes complete sense now, is Florida had the ball with a little more than 2 minutes to go, and they were like at the 40-yard line in the other team's territory. And they took a minute to run 3 plays and went 10 yards. And ended up with like 36 seconds left, and we're only at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you can't do anything with that.
And like they were down.
Right.
And they were like, where's the no huddle?
They were running the ball.
And they're running the ball.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, what? Who's calling these plays? Well, he's an offensive minded head coach. Like he's calling the plays.
And their quarterback, I forget his name all of a sudden. He's from Willis.
Yeah.
And let me tell you right now, that kid is unbelievable. But you know where he's unbelievable? He's unbelievable with his legs. Now he's a decent passer as well. Don't get me wrong, but they're not letting him run.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's very, very odd, very, very weird. But I'll tell you one of the biggest, most interesting things that happened the week right after we recorded was the firings.
Oh yeah, the Penn State one.
Well, yeah. So yeah, first of all, James Franklin, I mean, he gets fired and they're winning. So they're not totally winning, but I don't understand that at all. Oregon State fires their coach. Of course, they're 0-7, so he probably deserves to get fired. Oh, Trent Dilfer. Let's not forget Trent Dilfer.
I don't know who that is.
He's at UAB.
Oh, okay.
He got fired, but like, and it's been interesting. So Sam Pittman from Arkansas was fired. Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State was fired. Brent Pry from Virginia Tech has been fired. Deshaun Foster at UCLA has been fired. Like this has been an interesting year of some pretty healthy firings in college football. So
yeah.
Anyway, lots of very, very interesting stuff.
Well, so here's this, and I think I've got this stat right because I heard it today. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not going to be it. Anyway, it's in the last 3 games that A&M has played. Third down completions by their opponents was like 3 for 33.
Yeah, A&M's defense has been stout.
I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, super stout.
I mean, I don't even know how you do that.
No, it's a number that's baffling, mainly because it's crazy because some of the teams they played have been moving the ball, and then all of a sudden they get to third down, and it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
So
like for the entire season right now, their opponents have a 20% chance of converting on third down.
That's really bad.
It's
really bad.
I mean, considering like the scores of some of the games, it's like, okay, like unless you get a first down on first or second,
right,
it ain't happening.
No.
And that's the only way these guys are scoring.
Right. That's crazy.
And it's nuts.
Crazy.
I'm excited. It's looking pretty good for my team. It's looking really good for your team. Like,
right.
I don't think they'll have any. Even if they lose one,
no,
I don't think they're going to have any problem winning the Big 12.
No, I don't think so either.
At this point, I mean, unless BYU, just does something miraculous,
which,
if
it's possible, but because it's not likely.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know how the Big 12 works. Say Tech beats BYU.
Yeah.
But that's BYU's only loss. And there's in second place in the Big 12. Would they play Tech for the championship?
They still could.
Okay.
Yeah, they still could.
So we could end up with like a Georgia-Alabama situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's possible that would happen. But because basically there's a North and a South, for lack of a better term.
Sure.
And so whoever wins the North is going to play whoever wins the South.
Okay.
And right now, it could wind up being BYU and Tech. For a while, I thought it might be Iowa State. But Iowa State's just kind of sucked an egg recently and has not done anything worthwhile. So yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, like so Tech goes to Arizona State next, and then they've got Oklahoma State,
which
at home.
Oh gosh, yeah. Good luck, at Cowboys.
Home. Yeah, that's gonna be
gonna be a nightmare for them. Not for Tech.
Oklahoma State is a
dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's a really kind way of putting it, because it's bad. But anyway, then we go to.
Did you see the record that they set earlier this week?
No, I can't even imagine.
So my namesake, I was named after my dad's best friend, and his sister is an aunt to me.
Okay,
love her to death. She goes to pretty much every Oklahoma State game. Super fan.
Okay.
She posted on Saturday. She goes, "Well, we did one thing good." And it was, they set the record for most shirtless guys in the stand.
Oh, I saw that. I did see that. And I
take the wins where you can get them.
Yeah. What's really hilarious is I saw your mom posted something. She was like, "Well, we win the award for fun." And I'm like, okay, congratulations. But yeah, that was weird.
Dude, have you heard anything about who might be going there?
No. I mean, yes, I have. What I've heard is that Nick Saban has been touted as the person who may go. What's weird,
crazy.
It would be crazy for a lot of reasons.
I would think he would do it just to see if he could.
Well, but see, here's the problem. The reason that he left Alabama wasn't because he couldn't coach any longer. It wasn't because they didn't like him anymore. He was done with the NIL. He did not want to have anything to do with it. Well, guess what? College sports is NIL right now. It just is. And if he goes to OSU, what I'll tell you is that OSU has deep pockets.
Yep.
And they probably have the money to do what it's going to take. But that means he would have to get in the middle of that again. And I don't think he wants to, because why would you when he's got a cush job talking about
football?
I mean, why would he change that? He doesn't need the money.
Well, no, I don't think
he doesn't need notoriety.
If he were to do it again, I don't think it would be for the money. I don't think it would be for the notoriety. I think he's the kind of person that looks at a challenge and goes, "Can I climb that hill?"
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only reason I think he would do it.
This is a mountain. This is not a hill.
So at the moment, I tell you one of the other names I heard, which I was like, oh gosh, Jimbo Fisher.
Of course.
Which, I mean, look, I did not like him at A&M. I never liked that choice. I thought it was way too much money. I thought he was a flash in the pan at Florida State, which it turned out he was. But
yeah,
I mean, like they could probably get him pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think that.
And you want to talk about somebody that could care less about NIL?
No.
Oh, he'd play in that sandbox all day long.
Oh yeah, he would. I think so. The OSU thing is interesting. Number one, I haven't seen anything. I even heard that there was a rumor that Nick Saban was interested in the position. So I think that's interesting. It's been a while since I've heard anything about that. It's been weeks probably since I've heard anything about it.
Ever since you told me about it, I've been searching it from time to time. It's like, is there like any meat on the bone here? And I haven't found much.
I haven't found much either. But here's the thing: there have been so many coaches that have been fired, including James Franklin. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some pretty powerhouse people available out there that, who knows? I mean, maybe they'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, Tech's only challenge right now moving forward, in my opinion, is BYU, and they're probably gonna have to play them twice at this point. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, who was it? There was a coach just the other day that was talking about that they just did really poor, and he said something about, it's one thing to lose to a team once, but if you lose to them twice, that's your fault.
Right.
So, excuse me.
Bless you.
But so if Tech goes in, now BYU is playing at Tech. If BYU comes in and loses at Tech, and then we play them again on a neutral field, of course, BYU is going to do their best at that point. But I don't know. It's going to be a really, really interesting thing to come down to the wire. I think that, frankly, I think Tech has a way better chance even than A&M just because of the schedule.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, and I'll tell you that the worst part about being a Texas Tech fan right now is these schedules are planned out years in advance. Mm-hmm. So that really ridiculous pre-conference schedule that we had, it was planned out 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so, it's awful. And then who would predict that the Big 12 would be as bad as they are?
Right.
I mean, again, the Big 12 and the SEC, not the same. But I will tell you, there are some good teams in the Big 12. And there have been good teams in the Big 12. You've got OSU that has been good for a long time. They're terrible. You've got TCU, who's been really good. They're not great. You've got Baylor, who's been really good.
West Virginia
has been really good. They're not great. K-State was touted to...
Oh, dude, K-State was dominant for years.
Yeah, they were touted to do unbelievable things this year, and they've just been terrible this year. So, and Utah has been a perennial powerhouse in their own conference, and they moved over to the Big 12, and that's been a boost. But it's still one of those deals. It's like that we just don't have the competition that the SEC does. And I know that the SEC fans are like, "Oh, Big 12 sucks." And it's, so it is what it is.
Here's a scenario I want you to run in your head. Let's say A&M runs the table.
Okay, that'd be pretty impressive.
I'm not saying they win the SEC championship.
Sure.
Pre-SEC champion. If they run the table, obviously they're playing the SEC championship.
Sure.
If they run the table, before the SEC championship, will they be ranked number 1 going into that game? I mean, looking at Ohio's schedule, looking at Miami's schedule, Indiana. Because that's the 3 sitting in front of them, and I don't know that any of those 3, maybe Miami, has any kind of a schedule that looks like what A&M has.
So
that's a big thing in the consideration for the committee.
Oh, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And I
because like down the stretch right now, this Saturday it's Arkansas, but we still have Missouri at home.
Yep.
LSU at home. Texas at home.
Right.
And if those 3 are still ranked when we play them, I don't know of any other team in the top 4 that are going to be playing that many ranked opponents.
I mean, right now, LSU's sitting at number 10, Missouri's sitting at number 16, and Missouri almost beat Alabama. I still think it's going to be a tough sled for A&M to run the table. Mm-hmm. I still think
I agree.
That's going to be very difficult. I'm not saying that it's not doable.
No, I'm not advocating that I think they're going to do it. If they did, and if OSU also, we're talking to Ohio State. We're in the Big 12. OSU is Oklahoma State. If it's OSU, Ohio State, and they win out as well, I would personally advocate that A&M should be in the number 1 spot because of the strength of schedule. Yeah. I don't want that, by the way.
Well, I know that's a target in a lot of ways, but I think that.
I feel like they got. I mean, like number 4 is a plenty big enough target right now.
Oh yeah. Anybody in. I mean,
anybody in the top 10.
Anybody in the top 10. I mean, you want to talk about like right now. The only thing anybody in the Big 12 is talking about is being a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's the only thing anybody's talking about. BYU may be the exception. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is like, how can we spoil Texas Tech right now?
Yeah.
And that's it. They're sitting at number 7. Texas A&M's the same way.
Yep.
I mean, here's the truth. The SEC wanted and probably needed, but really wanted A&M and OU in their conference. Mm-hmm. They also obviously wanted Texas, but A&M's been there longer, but they wanted these 2 teams in there and Texas too. Texas should be better than they are. They wanted these 3 teams in. They didn't want them to come in and win.
No.
Okay, like they wanted them to come in and up their status.
Right.
They still wanted Georgia and Alabama to be the
dominant.
The dominant. Maybe even Tennessee from time to time. But Georgia and Alabama are the workhorses in that conference, and A&M coming in and like making waves is like, who are you?
Yeah. No, really.
You know?
Well, not only that, I mean, they don't have to play Alabama and they don't have to play Georgia this year.
They don't.
Unless one of them makes it to the SEC championship, which they won't have to play Alabama.
Right. And right now, that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
No.
I mean, who knows? But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I honestly don't know who's going to be.
I don't either.
Who's going to be making that game? So anyway,
I don't either. I'll tell you this: y'all are playing Arkansas this coming week at Arkansas, and Petrino's back.
I know.
They're still Arkansas. Please look. It's funny. Your wife said to me the other day. She goes, "How are you and Craig friends?" And I'm like, "Because of the A&M thing." And I was like, I honestly don't know. But what I do know is that despite my disdain for A&M, I really want them to beat Arkansas every time.
And we do pretty consistently.
Well, yeah, and I mean, because I lived in Arkansas for 10 years, and I love people in Arkansas dearly. I cannot stand Arkansas football.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the first or the second year where it's not going to be played at a neutral site, though.
Oh yeah, because y'all had that like 7-year deal, wasn't it?
Where Jerry World,
Jerry World,
yeah.
And I don't know. I hate that kind of stuff. Like to me,
Nah.
home field advantage is a deal. Like if I were A&M, I'd want to play at Kyle Field every game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there is a
100%.
distinct advantage.
But like, would you rather play in Dallas or in Fayetteville?
Oh, well, if I had the choice, because that's home field advantage in Dallas.
That's what I'm saying.
Now
I'm not even like shying away from it. I'm not going to be like, oh no, it's close to the Arkansas border. Like I don't care.
No.
Like, I know that it's friendly territory
Sure.
for A&M. And so
it
like
is.
dumb on Arkansas for making
Right.
that deal. I'll take that deal all day long.
No, absolutely. And I would too. It's just, man, Kyle Field, man, I've been there for multiple games in my life, and I'll say it this way. Kyle Field is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
It is a force to be reckoned with. I love all these memes that come out like after games. It's like how dare A&M have such loud like fans? That should be illegal, right?
Yeah, it's because you don't have them.
Right? No, and it's all satire, right? But it's just so funny. So now there's another thing that I think we should talk about real quick, and that's the tortillas things with Tech.
Oh, okay. Did they get penalized for that?
Twice.
Okay.
Awesome. So this is actually a really big deal, and I know exactly where I stand on it. And it is a weird tradition. No one fully, realistically, no one fully knows where the tradition came from.
Right.
But throwing tortillas on kickoffs, specifically the opening kickoff, has been a deal for a long, long time. And so the NCAA comes out with a new rule. You cannot throw stuff onto the field. And this came after, it was last year or the year before in the national championship game where there were water bottles being thrown on the field. And it was potential, injury to the players and, the coaches and the officials, everybody. Right. So they made this rule, and the first time that you get penalized for it, there is no enforcement. Okay. So it's just a zero yardage foul.
Right.
Okay. It's a warning. After that, every time is 15-yard penalty. Okay. So not one time. And this is probably the thing that bothers me more than anything else about this rule. Not one time until this past Saturday has that been called on Texas Tech. And do you think they've been throwing tortillas? Heck yeah. They've been throwing tortillas. Hadn't been called yet. Not even a warning. On Saturday, they get called for the warning, and then they get called 2 more times for it. And
who are they playing again?
They're playing Kansas.
Kansas, that's right.
And I mean, at one point, they wound up starting a drive on like the 10-yard line because of it. And they had a decent run back, and then, they get 15 yards, push back on them. And so like, it's one of those things where the coach, Joey McGuire, has actually said, I'm totally fine if you throw tortillas on the first opening kickoff.
Right.
And I'm fine if we get a warning for it. Don't do it past that. Because if you say you love this team, don't intentionally cause problems. Well, here's the crazy part. Did you see what happened after the game?
No.
So Leopold, Kansas coach, comes across for the customary handshake at the end of the game. And gets in Joey's face and starts cussing at him about, you need to get this under control. And McGuire comes back at him and basically says, you think I have any control over this? I'm going to do everything I can. Get out of my face, basically. And it's blown up into this weird deal. There's all these. I'll show you.
Why would the Kansas coach even care? It's getting him yardage.
Here's why. Because it's giving them yardage, but their players are getting hit on the sideline with tortillas.
Tortilla? Who cares?
I'm just telling you that's what he's upset about.
Grow up, dude.
Yeah. So I have to show you after the show some of the memes that have come out about like what's happened. It's really, really funny. But here's my stance on it. And as a Texas Tech fan, and I'll say this to every Texas Tech fan out there: stop throwing tortillas. Or throw them like at each other. I don't know.
Yeah, do whatever. Play the slap. Yeah, the tortilla slap game. But in the stands.
Whatever you got to do. Throw them up. I don't know what you got to do. Like throw them in the air. Make sure they don't come on the field after the first one. We don't need that type of stuff, man. Like we don't have time for that. Okay, so stop penalizing your own team just because I don't know. It's become a thing, bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like, you know how it is? Like, things get bigger and bigger and bigger until they have to get squashed. They're about to have to get squashed.
Well, don't you think, if you're a good fan for the opposing team, wouldn't you just bring like a 50 count?
Okay, so this is the other problem. You have hit a weird nail on the head that has really, swept into the conversation now.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw someone... it was an Oklahoma State person actually that said when we come to Tech, we're just gonna
bring as
many tortillas as we can.
Why wouldn't you?
And this is the flaw with the penalty, because how do you know who's throwing stuff on the field?
I mean, I guess you have a replay. But
I guess, but here's the answer to that. From what I understand, is it is incumbent upon the home team to keep it from happening.
So they need to be checking for firearms, knives, and tortillas.
And I mean,
hope the
why
concessions
would you not
aren't selling tacos?
Right. Exactly. Why would you not try to sabotage that?
You absolutely should.
You should. And it's a problem. I'm just saying it's a problem. So there needs to be something happen. I don't know what it is, but I will tell you this: we actually, so a few weeks ago when we went, I was not thinking, and we just were walking in, trying to get to our seats and everything, and we had brought some tortillas with us, and they were just in our bag and they got confiscated. So like people are shoving these things down their pants. First of all, like. You just need to understand, y'all. Like when you're getting hit in the back of the head with a tortilla right now, that was in someone's pants. Yeah, right? Like I don't know where else they're putting them in order to squander.
It's nowhere you want to be touched.
Exactly. So anyway, it's a weird thing. And anyway, there goes my rant. So
oh goodness.
Anyway, we got more to talk about though, and this is actually good old Katie Potato.
Well, I mean, do you want to do that, or you want to do the stimulus?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. All right. So here's the deal. I think I showed this to you, and you were like, you've got to be kidding me. So there have been numerous reports out there that Americans are going to get another stimulus check in October.
Yep.
And the stimulus check, what's crazy is that there are reports everywhere from like $1,200 all the way up to $2,000 per taxpayer in your household. So, could be up to $4,000. And they're also saying, again, this is the challenge with the reports that have been out there, is some I saw were Social Security funded. And then some I saw were IRS funded. And those are not the same thing. And then on top of that, they're saying, oh, well, it's happening because of all the tariffs. So Trump has made all these tariffs, and they've got something like multiple $2 or $3 billion off of tariffs, and Trump's like, oh, we should give that back to the American people. Well, guess who paid for all those tariffs to begin with?
Yeah,
the American people buying stuff from overseas. But there's all kinds of reports out there. They're all over the place. Here's the thing that I just read today. It came out today at 6:17 p.m. It was on Yahoo News, and it basically says that it's been confirmed. I say confirmed. According to a few different sources, these rumors are false. The claims are false. That the IRS has not confirmed that this is going to happen. Social Security has definitely confirmed that it's not happened. The only thing they're saying is back in July, Trump has said the most important thing is paying down our debt, but we're also considering this, and people ran with it.
Right.
And now we're getting all these reports that, it's coming in October. Here's where the problem really happens. It's when people that are scammy and fraudulent step in and start sending people fake checks. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be some way that people are going to try to scam you out of this, or like all you got to do is go to this website and enter in your bank account information, and we'll direct deposit the money, that sort of thing. Like I guarantee this kind of stuff is going to happen.
Right.
And I guess the thing that I want everybody to know is nothing has been confirmed. I doubt this is going to happen, but it's out there. If you've heard about it, do your research. I mean, that's all nobody from Trump's office called me and told me this information.
Right.
I'm just doing my research, and I'm seeing stuff come across. So have you heard anything different than that?
I mean, I read on a Fortune article that he mentioned it on, it was One America News.
Okay.
Apparently it's like a far right news channel or something like that.
Okay.
In like an interview he gave. And that he was speculating that he could send out stimulus checks around $1,000 to $2,000. I don't know if that's per household or per individual. If it's per individual, that's crazy.
Yeah. Nobody knows, actually.
But like, there's no specificity around it. I mean, like, honestly, it could be one of those things that's sensationalized just because, Trump is notorious for like floating these ideas and then reading the polling data,
right,
and seeing how popular they are,
right,
that kind of thing. I imagine that's what's going on here.
Sure.
Because I mean, now there's like all these articles around, one's from like Fox 5. It's like a local, but it was today. And it's like, no, this is not a thing. There's no federal stimulus. And these are like direct deposits from IRS, like what would happen before.
Yeah.
And the last one was $1,400 in 2021.
Right.
Yeah, so it's saying earlier this month, Viral Post claimed that a $1,702 stimulus payment was on the way. Those posts appeared to reference Alaska's permanent fund dividend, which is a yearly payment to eligible residents funded by state mineral revenues, which is a totally different thing. Yeah, so this, and then it goes on to say the IRS has repeatedly warned taxpayers to watch for phishing attempts tied to pandemic-era stimulus programs.
There you go.
Scammers may use email, text messages, website, or social media to request money or personal information. And so, like, yeah, Trump talked about it on a news network, but he says a lot of crap.
He does.
That has nothing to do with reality.
Right.
And sometimes he just says stuff just to rile other people up. And there's lots of reasons he says the things that he says. Sometimes it's because I think he's crazy. Sometimes it's because he's just messing with people. I mean, he's a troll.
He is. 100%.
So, I don't think this is a real thing. Do I think it could be a real thing eventually? Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Look, to me, it's an unethical way to win loyalty from the populace.
Sure.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it.
No.
I don't like the idea. I didn't like it during COVID.
I didn't either.
And I don't like it now.
Well, a lot of people got, kind of screwed is the easiest way to put it, in that they took these stimulus checks, bought all the stuff. I mean, he literally said, go spend it on TV. Like, go spend the money. And then guess what? You're paying taxes on that.
Mm-hmm.
You that was income. And it was
completely trackable because it came from the IRS.
That's exactly right. And so you now had to pay taxes on that. And a lot of people didn't think about that before they went
to spend it all.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, I don't like it for a multitude of reasons. Whether or not I think it's going to happen is a totally different story. And really, like, I want to hear all the, ins and outs of is it individual based? Is it home based? And if it's based off of household, do you get additional money for additional children? Right. I mean, like, because this is how stimuluses work.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's all sorts of moving parts and pieces, but like, you start talking about, like, let's just run the numbers real quick. All right. Real quick. How many households in the U.S.? Let's do this a little bit different. Okay, as of 2025, there are approximately 128 million households in the U.S.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Hang on. Okay, so if it was by household and it was just $2,000 each, we're talking about $256 billion. Does this seem like a good idea?
Well, no, because on top of it, he said we've made $2 to $3 billion on tariffs. So the number the math doesn't math.
This is not mathing.
No, it doesn't work that way.
So, like, we can't do that.
No,
we shouldn't do that. Never in a million years should we do that.
No,
like, use it to pay off the U.S.'s frickin' debt.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, that's why we said that we were going to do it in the first place anyway.
That's right.
Is because, one, like, we were paying too little for the products that were coming in the U.S., which was squeezing our manufacturing and our production, and we wanted to increase jobs in the U.S., and so we wanted to level the playing field. I'm all for that.
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of tariffs, but if we have to do that in order to, bolster the American working person,
right,
let's do it.
Sure.
And let's do it until they say mercy.
Right.
I'm here for it.
Sure.
But if we're just going to then take that money and just redistribute it, and then on top of it, pay billions that we didn't have anyway to give it back to the American people, that makes no sense to me.
No, it feels like money laundering.
Again, this is, and I know, like if there's nothing else that I know that Donald Trump understands, I know he understands money.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, there's no way that this is like a serious thing.
No way.
I mean, So I hope it's not a real thing. Let me put it that way. I can't be in that guy's brain.
Well, no,
don't want to.
Nobody can. I don't expect a stimulus check.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
You want a stimulus check? Go out and work your butt off.
Right.
That's the most stimulus you're going to get.
Just real. I'll just say it. It's not that much money.
No.
$1,000 is not that much money. $2,000 is not that much money. If you double that because of house, let's say you've got four people, and it was the maximum amount they're talking about. It's $8,000. Not that much money.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a small amount of money. I'm not saying that either. It's not that much money.
No.
Like, get over it. Go make money, or just do your job and budget better. I know things are expensive. I know they are.
The household number is actually much more conservative than the individual number.
I'm sure it is.
I mean, you want to talk about some crazy numbers?
Ugh. the number of people that actually live in those households. Even
if you just did it based on adults.
Even if you just did it based on adults, this is not an amount of money that we need to take away from the national debt just so that you can go buy a new TV.
Which, by the way, isn't stimulating doodah in the U.S. because none of them are made here.
No, they're not. Exactly.
But like everyone's going to spend it on video games and televisions,
right,
and all kinds of crap.
Yeah, a vacation. Who knows? I'm not opposed to any of those things, and I know that life has gotten expensive. Gas is expensive. Food is outrageous. Like and like now you got everybody's gluten free, so now like things are more expensive. And cars. Oh my goodness. Good luck buying a car if you need a car. They're unbelievably expensive. Mortgage is expensive. Interest rates are expensive. Everything is expensive. I get it. I understand. I'm there with you. I am not a millionaire, so I'm not making millions of dollars every single year. When I say millionaire, that's what I mean. I don't mean people that have $1 million. I mean people that are making millions of dollars.
Sure.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Neither are you yet. We're not there. We want to be there. But here's the thing.
Again, the difference between have and make.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. And so I think that we have to just be careful of just going, oh, please, someone hand me money. You know what that leads to? You can go live in another country if you want to. Some, communist countries that you want what they're going to give you. That's where you go.
Yep.
We don't want that. Don't bring that here. Stop it. Just stop it.
Smack them.
Yeah, exactly.
Squirt them with the water bottle. Stop
it. You've seen that Bob Newhart skit, right? Stop it. It's so good.
So speaking of commies.
Okay.
Dude, the videos that are circulating with this Katie Porter woman are fantastic.
I'll admit, if you don't know who Katie Porter is, neither did I. So you're not behind the eight ball. But
we don't have them to show, by the way.
There's a couple of reasons why we don't have them to show. One of them might not be too bad. The other one's got profanity in it. But just Google her name, Katie Porter, Katie Porter, or just Katie, California Congresswoman.
Yeah,
and you'll get all you need to know.
I love Corolla's pet name for her, which is Katie Potato. Which apparently, so if you haven't seen it, she is just dumbfounded as to a reporter asking her basic questions.
Yeah.
And I watched the whole interview because most of it that's circulating right now are just clips.
Sure.
I watched the whole interview, and it's this woman who's a local political reporter in California. For those of you that know, Katie Porter is attempting to run for governor of California. Right. She's been a congresswoman a long time, and is not pleasant.
Well, but let's just say up until this happened, she was like roughly at 40%
to be the next, 40% chance, which is the highest rank among potential candidates.
Right.
But there's just so much about it that's just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So this reporter woman is essentially pointing out that there's 60% of Californians that vote Democrat and 40% that vote Republican.
Right.
And she is asking her, do you think that you're going to need any of that 40% in order to win the governorship?
Yep.
And she's like, I don't understand this question. Why would I need the 40%? And then the reporter pushes back and says, well, I mean, 40% of the state actually voted for Trump last time. Do you think you're going to need any of those people in order to win governor?
Yeah.
And then like, it just becomes like this weird, like, I don't understand this question. It feels like you're being really unnecessarily argumentative.
Right.
And she's like, no, this is the same question I've asked everybody.
Right.
And like, which she had.
It's a basic question.
It's a basic question.
And what would it have hurt for her to say, yeah, I think it would be great if I could...
Nothing. Like any person with any sort of common sense can go, yeah, anytime you can reach across the aisle and pull people over to your side.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Right.
Which is exactly what Trump did this time.
And she probably would have followed up with, this is what she didn't like. She probably would have followed up with, what are your tactics? What do you think you're going to do to be able to do that?
Yeah.
And what she literally said was, I'm not going to answer 9 follow-up questions to your actual question.
Yeah. Not if I'm going to have to do this.
But not, yeah.
And then that because she had said that I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
It just got too huff.
Yeah.
Too hard.
She literally said, I'm done. Cut the interview.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What? Wait, so you're not going to answer the rest of the questions?" Mm-hmm. She was like, "Well, not if it's going to be like this. I'm not going to answer 9 questions to your follow-up.
Yeah.
They're follow-up questions." It's like, what? Why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reporter actually brings her, like, keeps her there for a while and says, well, tell you what, I'm going to ask the questions. If there's any of them that you don't want to answer, just say you don't want to answer them. And that'll tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah. And we'll, yeah.
You know, and so, which was a great tactic on her part. And the reporter was fantastic.
Sure.
And I don't even think the reporter's like a conservative or a liberal or anything. She was just doing her thing.
Yeah.
And like was just dumbfounded that this person was like, well, you don't want to answer these simple questions? So the other one is her yelling at an aide in the background to get out of her effing shot.
Yeah.
When she's like prepping for like some interview or something. Yeah. And the poor girl is really just trying to help her by correcting her on some information that she just said that was incorrect.
Yeah.
But the greatest one, I assume it's a transcript from a deposition regarding a divorce.
Okay.
Where apparently she was making some potatoes in a ceramic bowl. And the husband came along and apparently was not too happy with the way she was making said potatoes in front of their son, by the way. And I don't think either one of them behaved very well in this exchange. But said, can't you read the effing instructions? To which her response was to pick up the bowl of potatoes and dump it on his head that was scalding hot and burned his head.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so now we're getting all this information about this woman. She's an all-star.
Yeah.
Which
is why she's being called Katie Potato.
Katie Potato. Well, and so then we watched the numbers that have come out. So since the video of the interview came out, the search engine hits for Katie Porter have gone up 10,000%.
Yeah.
And she went from a 40% favorable rate to a 16% favorable rate. And there was a guy, and I don't even remember his name. There was another candidate. He was like,
it doesn't matter.
He was at 10% favorability, not even running. And now he's almost at 30%. That's
right.
And then it's like this correlation between her dive bombing to her political death and this guy just ascending from nothing.
and probably for nothing. Because he's probably still not going to run. And he might
be taking a look at it now. He's like, I hadn't said a stinking thing, and I'm at 30%. Let's take a run at this thing. All I got to do is not that.
Right. I can do not that.
I can
So
answer a question or two.
That's right. 9 if possible.
Well, and look, I think this is important for us to be talking about. One, because like, again, the people that you elect to represent you are important.
They are.
They're the ones that are going to be ratifying the laws in your state and actually making policy decisions about HOAs in Florida. Not this lady.
No.
But, one, because she's Californian, two, I don't think she's getting elected.
No, probably not.
But these people matter.
Yeah.
And I can imagine there's some people in Florida right now looking at that state rep going like, that guy's a moron.
Right.
Or they're looking at him like, yeah, that's my guy. He's going to try and get rid of HOAs. But like that's why it's important to understand what these people stand for, what their character looks like.
Right.
And like this lady.
Yeah.
Like if California picks her still.
Oh my goodness.
Like seriously.
If that were to happen,
like Gavin Newsom is at least tolerable as a human being.
Sure.
Like on a personal level. Like
right.
Like I could see myself having a conversation. I can have a cocktail with Gavin Newsom.
Sure.
Like I don't agree with him on just about anything. But I gotta hang out with that guy.
Sure.
I am never hanging out with this woman.
No. It would be the most head in the sand election ever. People literally burying their head in the sand and go, I will only vote for a Democrat. She's the one. And because you know how that looks. Like whenever you go to the voting polls.
This is totally possible, though.
It is.
She has political standing. She's been a congresswoman for a long time.
I know.
And when Gavin Newsom was going through his stuff with COVID, where he got caught red-handed, no mask, out at a restaurant, French Laundry.
Yep.
And then they recalled him. And Larry Elder ran against him. They still voted him in.
I know.
After they recalled him.
I know.
It was like a slap on the hand and then like,
who cares?
we're sorry.
Yeah,
we didn't mean to do that. But like, just so you know, we saw.
We saw. Because you know how it is whenever you go to the polls. I mean, you see names. And beside that, and depending on what race it is, you literally select Republican or Democrat. Yeah, you select your party, and then you can literally just vote for everyone that's on the top in that party.
I have to imagine, because like in Texas, we have a lot of libertarian candidates that run, and a lot of them get elected.
They do.
They tend to align more with Republicans than just about anything. But like when it comes to like small town races, small city races, county races, there's a lot of libertarians that run.
Sure.
I can imagine that there's quite a few Green Party candidates in California.
I would think so.
Especially at the local level.
I would think so.
So I mean, like it's not like there's not other parties. But like I was listening to something the other day. What country was it? It may have been Hungary. I'll search this here in a second just to make sure, just to fact check myself. But like, I'll just do it real quick. Hang on, there's a better way to ask this.
This is what we call good radio.
That's right.
This is late night. Embrace the silence.
Okay, India has the most. And I don't think it was India, but it could be. India has over 2,000 registered political parties in the country.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And so they've had to, I mean, because it's still like a pseudo democracy, people elect their officials there. In countries like that, and I think Hungary is one of the other ones where they had like 20 or something like that. They've had to devise ways in order to decide who gets the seat.
Yeah, because you can't have 20 people, 200 people on a ballot. I mean, I guess you could, but like, at what point do you know anything about anybody?
This is the problem, is like if you just pick the one with the most, then you end up with someone who only got like 5% of the popular vote.
Right. You have no.
So you have someone, and someone was. Oh, that's where I heard about this. Is Israel is one of the countries. Let's see, how many political parties in Israel? If you spell right, you'll get a better answer. As of 2025, Israel has around 20 to 30 political parties registered for elections.
Okay.
So, and the reason I heard this, I was listening to an interview with a CIA whistleblower, and he was talking about the problems in Israel and why Bibi Netanyahu is still in charge. And part of the reason is because there's 20 or 30 political parties, and so he can win with only like 20%
Sure.
of the vote,
Sure.
where 80% of Israel can't stand him.
But
because his is the one that's hated the least,
right,
out of the 20 or 30, he can still run.
Ugh.
And part of the reason they were talking about that is because, he's under indictment.
Sure.
And they were talking about how he's incentivized, even though like we just had a peace deal between Trump and Hamas and Israel. They were talking about how Bibi had been incentivized to keep this war going because as long as the war was going, he wasn't having to deal with his indictment.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I know nothing about it beyond that. I'm not making like a statement about Israel or any of that kind of stuff. It was just like, this is the facts.
Right.
As long as the war's going on, he doesn't have to deal with an indictment.
Right.
Which is just a reality.
Yeah.
But like part of the reason he's in charge is because he hasn't really had to be that popular.
Right.
And so this is a problem that Israel has where they have too many political parties. And this is something we talk about in the U.S. It's like, we have a problem. We only have 2 political parties. And it's like, yeah, but it makes elections kind of like nice and neat.
It makes it easy.
So
yeah, it does. Well, man, there's a lot of weirdness out there, and we're just here to help you try to sort through any of it.
Yeah.
we
while laughing at Katie Patati.
Well, Katie Patati. Thank you guys for joining us today, and we hope you've enjoyed what you're listening to. If you do, please like and subscribe and tell your friends about it. We'd love to jump up in front of Duck Dynasty again.
Yeah.
And,
stick it to those Robertson boys.
That's exactly right. We like them, but still, we want to beat them.
Yeah,
and
we're better.
That's right. So thank you. We appreciate you very much. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.